Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and good night, and welcome back to my Know Your Enemy series, the series where we play Tier 1 decks, the most powerful, consistent, and successful decks on the ladder, and learn how to play them, and hopefully how to beat them. Today we're going to be looking at Miracle Rogue. Now, Miracle Rogue is a deck that's been around for as long as the game itself, in some iteration or another, and it's flirting the line between combo and control. It's looking to deal with early threats with super efficient removal, and then draw through its deck using the power of Gadgetzan Auctioneer and its high spell density. Then it's looking to close out the game with a combination of giant, super efficient threats and burn. Being good at Miracle Rogue is all about knowing when to hold your cards and when to go all in. If you like removal, if you like drawing cards, and if you like playing really, really big creatures, then Miracle Rogue might be for you. Okay, so this is either the mirror match or it could also be Quest Rogue. Quest Rogue is a pretty bad matchup, and the mirror is obviously 50-50 by definition. I think we are well situated for the mirror match because we are playing a questing adventurer, so we have one more threat than we typically have. We also have a good start for the mirror match because we got to activate our patches off the cuff, and he had to mull his entire hand. We're disadvantaged though because we're on the draw. Okay, so it is the mirror. We're on the draw, and he has the coin. But this is far from unwinnable, and we have had a pretty decent start. We also have Sherazin on 4, which is really good in this matchup because it responds so poorly to spot removal, which is basically all this deck has. Nice. Okay, so we get to Mimic Pod for free here. Stab him in the face. That's real questionable. It's technically an additional threat in this. Oh, Naked SI7 agent. It's technically another threat in this matchup where we're really hurting for threats, but it's not great in that it's really hard to combo it right now. And we're a long way off from having a turn where we can play a bunch of spells and both Edwins. Though, to be fair, we are likely to get to that point. He's prepping a Mimic Pod, so he's saying that he's got a good 4. Am I getting Vile Spined here? And then he daggers? What is your 3-drop, dude? And then he doesn't, and then he backstabs his own guy. This guy is up to some shenanigans here. He is... I see. Well, luckily, we have everything that we could possibly ask for this. Do we want to backstab Vile Spine, or we could prep Shiv it? We're going to save the prep for a Van Cleave turn. We're just going to do this. We're now in fantastic position for this game. This guy's playing really, really sketchily. It's the name of the game it's the name of the game with Miracle Rogue. Knowing when to go all in is this deck. We could probably justify going for face here, but he'll probably have to stab it anyways. So I'm interested in attacking here. None of our stuff draws. No, we have a Shiv to draw. Is it worth? I think we're just deploying some threats here, honestly. We have another really good answer card. I'm not scared of this guy. We also get to turn our Sherazin back on with this, which incentivizes us further to make this controlling move so that he has to use something on Sherazin. The more we can make him throw cards into Sherazin, the better off we'll be. We're also threatening lethal here, so like, yeah. Don't pull the trigger early, friends. Awesome. So we never keep Gadgets and Auctioneer, and Sharazin is too slow versus Mage, especially on the play. But we're happy to see a Swashbuckler here. Mage has a lot of good spells for us to steal, and spells are really good in our deck. We also get a free Patches, which is good. This is actually really good for us. Okay, hard pass. So we think this is probably Discover Mage, which is not an amazing matchup for us. Rogue has a really hard time against decks that have a lot of burn, because we have no real way to preserve or buff our life total. We're happy to see a Mimic Pod here, so we don't have to run out our naked questing adventurer. It's really good for us. Good to combo with Questy Questy. Also really good if we can top deck a Gadgetzan Auctioneer. A secret! Just in case that is Mirror Entity, I'm gonna play the Questing Adventurer here, and then plan to coin Flame Geyser. It's not. Counterspell? Also not Counterspell. Okay. Wow, eats a Fireball, nice. We're super pleased with that. We can just run out Sharazin here. So with the Auctioneer, you usually want to try to guarantee yourself at least 3 cards off of him. That gets you into a critical mass to try to draw more things from your deck to keep going, and even if he doesn't get to keep going, at that point he's gotten kind of enough value out of it. Currently we could draw 2, so we're probably going to wait one more turn. I'm now tempted to go for it, but with Cold Blood. We're doing it. Doing it, team. So he now needs 2 really good pieces of removal on turn 6, having already seen a Fireball and a Volcanic Potion. So I'm calling that he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. Great, awesome. That's really good for us. He doesn't have either of them, so we get to draw a ton of cards now, which is obviously amazing. Sweet, sweet draw. Unfortunately, we can no longer backstab. Feels bad. I think this might be worth the sap, just to keep our... Sharazin's dying to this anyways. We certainly want to attack the face. Certainly want to keep this guy alive if we can. So we'll sap. Sap, we'll give it to him. Spell damage is pretty good in our deck. Nice, we can combo with a secret at some point. Perhaps. Flame Strike. Okay. It's not a huge problem because Cheryl makes us so resilient to removal, and we have a very, very full hand. Nice. We're probably just running out this Razor Petal, playing a big Van Cleef. Eight Van Cleef is really where you're looking to park this guy. Anything 8/8 and above is respectable. It's pretty alright. 6, you start really hurting for it. This deck doesn't have a lot of threats. to it, so you really need to make the most out of all of them. We're turning on Sharazin again, right?
We have many secrets.
Let's make magic. Justice is mine.
So this is Ice Block, 100%. So he's got 2 more turns. We can absolutely break his Ice Block next turn. We're sitting at 30, so we're in super, super good shape. A lot of his burn had to go at our creatures, which is really good for us. And he drew an Ooze and he drew a Doomsayer. His Mana Worm never really got anywhere. Wow, Alexstrasza. Is he doing it? Is he doing the thing? It doesn't matter a whole lot. I guess we will go here. Set him to 1.
Justice is mine.
We should have technically redaggered there, but it doesn't matter at this point. He's either got 15 points of burn from hand on turn 10, or he doesn't. Turn 12, excuse me.
An incredible discovery.
Okay, so he tries to 50-50 up another Ice Block. He could bluff it, but it's not like I'm not gonna check. He's certainly playing both Ice Blocks. The question is whether or not he's also playing an Ice Barrier. And if he is, then he's only 50-50 there. Okay, dude, did you get it? Alright, he got it. So we have to take another turn to try not to die. We will redagger this time. We will cantrip for the memes. Oh, I'll be so sad if we lose from here. I hate losing to Ice Block. Please don't burn me out, bro. Don't burn me out, bro. Ah! Oh my god, is he doing it? Firelands Portal not good enough. Not good enough. Yes! Oh, scraped it out of a really, really tricky matchup. Since we're learning how to beat these decks as well, if you're playing on the Discover Mage side, you really need to be thinking about putting your burn into the Rogue's face, because they just have nothing to counter that. Alright, so Warrior. So we're expecting either Pirate Warrior or Taunt Warrior, which are both pretty good matchups for us. We don't keep this on the play. We don't keep this on the play. So we are actually incentivized to play Hallucination instead of Swashbuckler to not give up the information that we have patches in our hand. But in terms of getting on the board, we want Swashbuckler more. So we're willing to give up that information. He could also assume that we don't have patches, which is totally reasonable. Okay, wow, it's Pirate Warrior. So we're glad that we're on the board. Anytime his stuff goes to anything other than our face, we're happy. He also drew his patches. Alright, feels good. He's playing an awfully control-oriented game. This is a good one, actually, obviously, but this is really tempting. I think it's Exploring Goro. This could be exciting. Naked South Sea, we're happy to see that. I think this is just patches, stab. Just 7 to my face. We're gonna hold off on this as long as we can. But this is a pretty good matchup for us, and we've survived the early game, only taking 10. Wow, hi. only taking 10 to our face, so we're pretty happy about that. And he just had to run Leroy into our guy. So this is going really well. We're just gonna cantrip this. Nice.
Justice is mine.
We're really pleased that we didn't turn that into a copy of Discover a Card. Turns out, Direhorn Matriarch, good if you draw it immediately. Oh, the dream.
Justice is mine.
Turns out, Gadgetzan Auctioneer would be good if your entire deck was 1 mana spells. The spoopiness of this play is not to be underestimated. Nice.
I got the best deals anywhere.
So we get this last card. I think we will discover a card. Probably good. These are from a different class. Hoopla.
Justice is mine.
It's looking pretty good, team. It's looking pretty good. If he can't kill me this turn, he's dead.
Well played.
Got there.
Justice is mine.
Yes. Greetings, citizens of the future. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. Please consider subscribing. I've got a lot of great content coming out very soon, and I'd hate for you to miss it. Comments are for feedback and suggestions, and if you've got a deck that you think should be on this series, send me a link. And in the meantime, get out of here, you scamps.